This conference will now be recorded.
All right. Well, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. We are at 2 o'clock right on the dot. And today is Monday, September 27th. Thank you for joining me. This will be broadcast again on Wednesday at 2 p.m. I wanted to share with you a couple of updates. Actually, originally, when I put this out on Channel 63 that we were going to do the update, I only had the COVID update, but since then I have two other things that I have added. But first and foremost, wanted to share with you a bit about our COVID update. And I was discussing this in the resident council meeting, and I had a couple of the council members say, Sean, I really think that you need to have this conversation with the general community. So here it goes. Folks, this is real. And recently we've had yet several more people test positive on the independent living side. And what I've learned from that incident was that there were a group of people gathering in an apartment. And, you know, obviously a group of people in an apartment having a quote party with no masks and so forth really makes it difficult to avoid that close contact that fosters the transmission of COVID. So my message to you is I would ask you to refrain from having groups of people in your homes, you know, having parties, whatever. We are not out of the woods at all. In fact, with what's going on and the surge, the most recent surge, it is very scary. You ask, why is it scary? It's scary because people are contracting the virus even though they have, one, had their booster shot, and two, they've been fully vaccinated. So it really is really important that all of you take this very seriously and refrain from gathering in apartments or what have you. And I will tell you this, once we found out that this individual had tested positive, we had to go and test 30 additional people. So through our contact tracing, we have to go back through. Now, when that person tested positive, maybe they had, I don't know, 10, 12 people that they had come in contact with. So when we meet with those 10, 12 people and we start doing contact tracing, Now all of a sudden we're up to over 30 people. So this is how it spreads. One person can infect who knows how many, and then those individuals infect others. So if you have any question as to whether or not COVID is alive and it's transmissible still, it is. And that is why I beg you to take this seriously. We are not shutting down the dining room. We are not shutting down the lounge. However, those do become places that it can be transmitted. So I would suggest and ask that you be very diligent and know who you are eating with, who you're socializing with, where are they going, what are their practices. We need to shut this down. And I was thinking that we were going to be only down to one resident, but then we did the contact tracing and 2 have popped up positive this morning. So, I don't know what I can do to say anything more about this and not sound like I'm harping, but this is very serious. And yes, if you're fully vaccinated and you have had the booster shot, it's my understanding that the booster shot takes about 14 days for it to come into full effect and offer you any sort of immunity or reduce your likelihood of either transmitting it or contracting COVID. So please take this serious and do the right thing. The other thing is, I will tell you that we've been having some difficulty with our phones. So, and Audra is working on it, and she tells me that it's the provider. So in the event that you have an emergency, or in the event that you're trying to get us and you cannot get us, and you can walk down to the reception, please do so. We do not have a rotary telephone that you can call. All of our phone systems are integrated into our information technology piece, so they do run through our computers. So when that system goes down, unfortunately, we are not able to receive phone calls. So again, if you are calling somebody and it is an emergency, pull the pull cord. That system still works. That system will still work. Otherwise, please walk down and let us know. We're doing the best we can to resolve this, but this is out of our control. We are also working with our provider to try and identify a telephone that we may be able to, the old-fashioned telephones that don't go through the computer. So we're working on that as well as an alternative, although I'm not sure that we're going to be able to get that resolved for this particular instance in time. The third thing I wanted to share with you, and you may have seen this, I believe it was in the Stewart newspaper, there was an article in the hotel on hotels and lodging. And unfortunately, Sandhill Cove made that. And basically what it was saying is that there were, I don't know, 10 or 11 hotels and lodging places of lodging that were in violation of the human trafficking training. So what I can tell you is this. We did receive a survey on that. They came in. We showed them where we hang the poster for human trafficking, but they actually said that we were out of compliance with it because our housekeepers had not been trained within 60 days of hiring. Now, some of you may be asking, as did we, well, why does Sandhill Cove fall into the hotel lodging area? And there's really a couple of different reasons. One is because we have guest rooms, but even more is because we have buildings that are greater than 2 stories. So our waterside building is 3 stories. And when the surveyor was here, we tried to explain to him that we're a senior living community. We're not a hotel. or a place that we allow people to just come in and lodge with us other than our guest rooms. But he didn't care. So here we are. So our HR department is working with the staff to get everyone trained and so forth. Thankfully, there was no fines or anything like that, just bad press in the newspaper. But I think anyone who reads that would question why Sand Hill Cove was actually even on this list to begin with. So those were the three things that I wanted to share with you. And just to circle back on the whole COVID thing. So we do have 3 positive residents on the independent living side. And then we do have, I believe it's 2 positive employees, or excuse me, 2 positive residents on the skilled side. The assisted living is fully recovered. So we're just now really focusing on the independent living side. And of course, I just employ you to be part of that focus and doing whatever it is that you can to keep this COVID at bay. I don't want to get to the point where we're actually shutting down the dining room again. So it really does. I really am leaning on you to help us get through this. So with that, I'm going to sign off. I kind of feel like there was something else I wanted to say on that, but I know what it was. The percent positivity. So we are Martin County. The good news is that Martin County is under 10% now. So a couple weeks ago, we were almost 20%. So we are seeing that come down. So that's good. That's great, but we're not out of the woods as of yet. So again, what that means is we're not rolling back visitation or anything of that nature. We're going to keep the course that we're on until we get down to just under 5%, and then we will reevaluate the additional usage of our common spaces and allowing visitors to come in and so forth. So if you have any questions, you can certainly call me. My number is 223-6119, or you can email me, and that's seanp@sandhillcove.com. So thank you everyone for your support and allowing me to share this message with you. If you have any questions, just let me know. Otherwise, I'll see you around campus. Bye for now.